Hi, and welcome to Top Talent Promotions Diverse Show, 110, episode 110 tonight. I've got 11 artists on today from all over the world as usual. I've got two co-hosts, Steve Andrews and Graham Tucker. So, Steve, first, could you introduce yourself? Who are my two co-hosts today? Who's Steve Andrews and who's Graham Tucker? Then we'll get on with the first guest of 11, which is the Grey Fox Conspiracy. So, who's Steve Andrews? Who's our first co-host today?
Steve Andrews is also known as the Bard of Ely, and that is Ely in Cardiff, not Ely in Cambridge. I'm a singer-songwriter, I'm an author, and I'm an environmentalist. And I'm also a druid. And I'm telling you that because we have a song on later which has got a lot to do with druids. And I won't tell you any more because we're going to get to the song later. Anyway, that's enough. Oh, no, that's not enough for me. I live in Portugal these days.
Hey, Steve, that was a great introduction. Do you know what I think the thing is with your sound? I think your original sound for musicians is set to on. You only want that to be on if you're playing instruments because it picks up noise from everywhere. So turn it to off up in the top left corner.
All right, okay.
That's what it is.
Somebody's told me to put it on before. So.
If you're playing your instrument, then you should do that, yeah. So, Graham Tucker in Scotland, who's my second co-host today. Introduce yourself, brother.
Good afternoon, guys. Lovely to see you, old and new. My name is Graham Tucker. I'm a singer-songwriter from Bonnie, Scotland. I write and compose all my own material, do a variety of styles, and that's it.
Hey, short and sweet as usual. Graham Tucker, absolutely brilliant. I hope nobody's getting any emotional songs tonight, and you'll see why he's a co-host. And Steve Andrews, a very special man. He's so humble, he didn't tell you half the things he's done. He's famous in Wales. He can't walk down the street in Wales. That's why he moved to Portugal. But we'll get to Steve on his section because Graham and Steve are both guests as well. So coming up first, return to the show for Grey Fox Conspiracy. Robert, introduce the band and what's the story behind the song Crazy Horse?
Hi guys, great to be on here again. So thank you for the invitation. I'm a Welshman living in, as Steve knows, I come from Cardiff as well. However, my interest in music is very much based in American history. I lived there for quite a while, and in particular the Native American Indians and the history of the West as well. This particular song I wrote a while ago. I was living in America in Colorado, Denver, working, and I was traveling around looking at old Native American sites, and Crazy Horse was something that I wanted to find out a little bit more. So when I was there, I managed to get a lot of history about him. Never got to see Custer's Last Stand area, which I'd love to have gone. Battle of the Bighorn. But anyway, one day I'll eventually go. This song is based on Crazy Horse. The band Grey Fox Conspiracy is a rock band, southern rock band. And this is our last single. We wrote this around about... must be around about 6 months ago now. It's gone down very well in America, and I believe they're going to be playing it at the Crazy Horse in South Dakota, where they're doing the new monument, and hopefully they're going to be playing the actual what you see tonight, actually. So thank you for listening, and I'm open for criticism.
Hey, there'll be no criticism in this. It's absolutely brilliant, dude. Sit back and enjoy. If you're not acquainted yet, you're going to love this band. Grey Fox Conspiracy with Crazy Horse, 1 of 11. Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Christian, you're up next. One love.
Shame. He lived a lifetime of hatred. This man they never tamed. They call him Crazy Horse. They burned down their crops and they killed all their game. They never broke his spirit, this man they could not slay. His life was full of danger, there was no other way. Defender of his people, this man they could not sway. This man they never tamed, this man they never tamed, this man they never could tame. They call him Crazy Horse. They call him Crazy Horse. They call him Crazy Horse. Crazy, crazy, crazy horse. He was fueled by the lies and driven by the hate. He never saw it coming that day he met his fate. He was killed by a coward and left to die alone, buried by his people in a place unknown. This man they never tamed, this man they never tamed, this man they never could tame. They call him Crazy Horse. They call him Crazy Horse. They call him Crazy Horse. Crazy, crazy, crazy horse. They call him Crazy Horse. They call him Crazy Horse. They call him Crazy Horse. Crazy, crazy, crazy horse.
Absolutely fantastic. Just,
Thank you.
world class, dude. Steve Andrews, what was your thoughts on that song while I load up Dave Christen's song?
My thoughts, Sparky, were exactly what you just said. Absolutely fantastic. And for me, in every way, I loved the power of the energy that was coming through from the vocals and the music. I thought the recording and the production was brilliant, and the performance was brilliant, and the video worked so well. And it told the story so well of Crazy Horse. And I was thinking as well of the John Trudell track, which Crazy Horse, we hear what you say. And I can see you, Robert, you nodding to that one, and that's a favorite of mine. And John Trudell is a favorite person of mine that I listened to him a lot and watched all his videos, and I mean, it's sad he's no longer with us, but he's a big influence on me. And I just thought it was just a fantastic song you had there. And yeah.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Absolutely fantastic. Grey Fox Conspiracy, everyone, over in Wales. Till the next time, Robert. Cheers, dude.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, worries, man. So from Wales, we're heading over to Texas, the first of the debutants tonight. Dave Kristen, introduce yourself, dude. And what's the story behind your song, Don Pedro?
Well, I'm here in Texas, and I had this song that I had the idea for quite some time. It took me quite a long time, actually, to experiment and come up with different ways to do it. It's written in the fifth mode of the harmonic scale, so harmonic minor scale. So it's got a Spanish flavor, and my very accomplished guitar player helped me understand the mechanics of it. But it was recorded down in Terlingua, which is a very mystical ghost town out on the edge of Big Bend. You have the large hump of Texas and the little hump of Texas. The whole little hump of Texas, 369 square thousand miles, is Big Bend, this epic country. So we recorded this in the church, though, and this is another historical song about a historical guy. This guy was a healer. He came over from Mexico in the late 1800s, and literally hundreds of people would come and camp outside his hut to be healed by this guy. He was a curandero, which goes all the way back to the days of De Vaca, when he was captured and enslaved and made to become a medicine man and a curandero is what they called him. So anyway, this was a real guy. The feds came after him at one point, trying to get him for practicing medicine without a license, but he never charged anybody. He even fed everybody that came and sat and camped in his thing. So this is a real Texas guy. I'd say in some Spanish lyrics, I say El alma de Tejas, which means the soul of Texas. So I think if Sam Houston was the courage of Texas, this guy was probably the soul of Texas. And if you listen very, very carefully, this was recorded in the Ghost Town Church. At the very end of the song, on cue, the wind in the desert picks up and rings the church bell. So at the very end of the song, this basically was done live. This was not all over tracked. I mean, I put the harmonica and the dobro and stuff on top, but this is me just a straight singing and playing guitar. And then, of course, the lead is very interesting too. This spaghetti western lead is just incredible. It was all done by Terlingua local musicians, and he's a really good friend of mine. He lives out in the desert there, 800-acre ranch. He did all the bass in the spaghetti western lead on there. He also, incidentally, I have to add this in, we recorded 5 hours, 4 songs, and at the end of the session, I got married in the Ghost Town Church also. And the guitar player that plays the spaghetti western lead, he was ordained. So one of my session guys actually married us. But listen very carefully, because Don Pedro, he used just homespun remedies and just faith and just instilling in your mind. You can heal yourself if you just believe and do these simple little homespun remedy type tasks, and it'll heal you. But I think it's very, very, very crazy that the wind picked up and rang the church bell right on cue at the end of the song. You'll hear that. So this is a real guy, Don Pedro. This is Texas history, is what it is.
What a wonderful introduction. And I think that's more than just a coincidence, Dave, isn't it? You know what I mean? So sit back and enjoy this marvelous artist here, Dave Kristen with Don Pedro. Brilliant song. Song 2 of 11. One love.
Came from Mexico, Pedrito Jamillo suffered a terrible accident riding a horse. Took a branch to the bridge of the nose, tore the flesh to the bone, rendered unconscious. One night he had the sensation of urge to go to a lagoon. lay face down in the mud to alleviate the pain. Alleviate the pain. Still carried that scar his entire life. The third day, a voice came to him and said, from this day forward, you will cure in God's name. So he received the dawn, the gift. Became Don Pedro, the healer. Imagine hundreds of people outside his adobe hut, waiting to hear his homespun remedies and prophecies of faith. Don Pedro, the healer, protects the soul, the seal, connect your faith to the soul, make the body whole. By drugs that came when they learned of his flame, became the hope, the dream, life without pain. Desperate, the lame, the shame. They travel for days, miles and miles, made the road to reach the camp at last almost. The hundreds might rest and wait.
Yeah, we heard it. Ding! That is absolutely crazy. What a wonderful, wonderful song, man. Just Dave Preston, round of applause. Graham Tucker, what was your thoughts? Sarah, I wonder if that got your emotions going there, but it could have. Graham, what was your thoughts while I load up our next guest, who's Michael Andrews? And Michael, could you turn your phone on the side? We'll see you much bigger if you do. Graham, what was your thoughts there?
I really enjoyed that. It was lovely textures, and it's always nice to hear real players and ambient instruments coming together to form a proper band rather than sequencing, which I do a lot myself, unfortunately. But really lovely, beautiful text, a great story. It's always great when a song means something, and that clearly means something, and that makes it more relevant, more interesting. But all the guitars, the harmonica, all the instruments, and the production was fantastic. Very enjoyable and very unique as well. Very unique as well. Enjoyable.
You're absolutely fantastic, Dave. We all love you here. Till the next time, brother, Dave Kristen, over in Texas.
Thanks.
So, hope we can hang around and witness the rest of it, because tomorrow you'll all be tied together and hopefully you can all become friends. A lot of friendships get made in this show. So, from Texas, we're heading over to Ireland for the first of two Irishmen tonight. The second debutant today, Michael Andrews. Introduce yourself and what's the story behind your song, One of These Days?
Can you hear me there, lads? Yeah?
Yes, we can.
You can. Sorry, no, the sound was a bit bad. I put it on speaker. Yeah, One of These Days I wrote 3 years ago. The song is about never giving up on your dreams. When I was writing it at the time, and like going through those days where you're struggling, I was keeping hope that there are brighter days ahead. That's the gist of the song. I wrote it about 3 years ago, as I said, and I recorded it about a year and a half ago over in Cookham, London, with legendary record producer Stuart Depps, who's worked with Oasis, Led Zeppelin, Elton John. And this is my second single. I've just released the third song there Monday week ago. So, yeah, I hope you like this one. Anyway, lads, it's called One of These Days.
Hey, there's no hope about it, Michael. If people say hope in this show, I'll put you in your place. There's no hope about it. They're going to love it. Can't wait to hear your other
Thanks
tracks
very
on the
much.
show. Sit back and enjoy.
Appreciate
Michael.
that, pal.
One of
Cheers,
these
lads.
days.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Sit back and enjoy. Song 3 of 11.
I'm on the edge of tomorrow with a light right in my heart, with no pain of the soul to bring it right back to the start. Many roads left to travel with your soul right in my heart. As I call for tomorrow, it's where it all led from the start. One of these days you'll shine away. Those loose tears don't hide the stray. One of these days you'll hide away. The past long gone, it's time to change. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Michael Andrews, absolutely brilliant track, brother. Absolutely loved it. Let's hear what your namesake has got to say about it. Steve Andrews, what was your thoughts on Michael Andrews' song? Well, I'll load up the next guest is Len's Theory. Steve, what was your thoughts there, brother?
Again, I thought this song was brilliant in every way. I loved the vocals. The vocals were so clear, and the production was great. The video, the music video, worked really well with it as well. Like all of the changing scenes that I was looking at, that all came over. I liked the black and white way that it was filmed. That works. And like for me. So for me, it was just top quality all the way.
Thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, man. Honestly, Michael was fantastic. And I know that you're just a newbie on the show. So if two people speak at the same time, nobody gets to speak. It doesn't look like any of us talk. So just wait a wee second before we talk when each other speak. But Michael, you're wonderful. Let's get you back on and also show next week to hear your first song, and then we'll get your third one on as well. So Michael Andrews over in Ireland. Until the next time. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. Cheers, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You know, my little mum doesn't comment in the comments very often, but she's just done that there. So have a wee look and see what my mum's wrote. So that was Michael Andrews in Ireland. Now we're heading over to Australia. Been in the family for a long time now. Lenny Edgerton from Len's Theory and Bella Dos Music. Introduce yourself, dude, and the story behind your song, Off the Grid.
Well, I'm going to say good evening to everybody, although it's about 4 o'clock in the morning here in Australia, so I'm a little bit sleepy and the coffee's kicked in. Yeah, thanks for having me on again, Sparky. The song Off the Grid you're about to hear, I wrote this back in early 2018, coming off the end of you would call it a marital split from a band. Played in a country rock band for several years, and at the end of that, everything went a little bit sour. Great people, but you know, the time was up, and I had to get away and just find myself again as a musician. And I believe I wrote the song in the back of my van. I just took off and took my acoustic guitar with me. I didn't even take a blanket or a pillow, and I've actually bought this blanket while I was away, and my wife calls it the runaway blanket. But it was just a time of reflection and just wanting to get away from it all. And it's kind of written about a lot of things without being too narcissistic. But I just had to get a lot of stuff off my chest at the time. Thought I'd write a great song and come home and just went straight in the studio and hooked into it, and organised a couple of good players to assist with the performance, and the video as well was quite fun. So yeah, Off the Grid, it's just about seeking a bit of solitude and refinding yourself.
What a wonderful introduction, and you're world class, Lenny. Sit back and enjoy this marvellous artist here. Off the Grid by Len's Theory. Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Song 4 of 11. One love.
If I put on your shoes, would I walk the same? If I saw through your eyes, would I look away? If I spoke with your tongue, what would I say? If I pointed your finger, would it point at me? If I was your oxygen, would you complain? If I read through your thoughts, would you feel ashamed? If I was the blood running through your veins,
Len's Theory, ladies and gentlemen. Just absolutely just fantastic stuff, Lenny. You know how much I love you, dude. Graham Tucker, what was your thoughts there? Well, I'll load up our next guest, who's Amy. So, Graham, what was your thoughts there, brother?
No problem. The first thing I would say is when I seen the straight jacket, I said, I'm not going to see my brother and see how he's keeping, actually. I've not seen him for a little while. All joking aside. All the best songs come out of feelings, whether it be anger or joy or happiness. And that showed through the song. I really liked the vocal tone. It reminded me of somebody. I can't quite put my finger on it, but a lovely vocal tone. Nicely put together. Black and white video seems to be back in again. Very popular. Yeah, very enjoyable. Very well done. Very powerful. Enjoyed it very much.
Cool. Thanks, Graham. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Well said, Graham. Lenny, love you to bits, man. Thanks for getting up so early to come on the show. That was Lenny Edgerton. Len's Theory. Till the next time, brother. So, from Australia, we're heading back over to England again. Another return to the show for Amy Rowbottom. Could you introduce yourself, Amy, and what's the story behind your song, Eagle Libre? That's how you say it.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So I'm Amy Rowbottom, and I'm a singer-songwriter from Yorkshire in the UK. I do like to write a lot of different genres and styles. So I've got a very diverse playlist. But yeah, this song, Eagle Libre, it's a rock song, but it's a soft rock song. This is actually the first rock song I've sang on as well. So, but it's basically about being in a toxic relationship and, the kind of ways that the emotions, the way that you're feeling, and that you just want to break free, basically. So yeah, it's a really good song. I hope you enjoy it.
Again, you can't see that hope word on this show. Everybody's going to love it. But do you know something? That's going to resonate with lots of people, myself included. I don't want to say anything else about that, but we'll sit back and enjoy this wonderful track, Eagle Libre by Amy Rowbottom. Sit back and enjoy this. Is song 5 of 11. We're nearly halfway there. Sit back and enjoy.
These cracks in my foundation, walls feel like they're closing in. All I feel is indignation and the pain you caused deep within. You struck me down in chains of love. I'd hit the ground, then I'd get back up. You made me feel like I wasn't enough, like I was all out of love. Take me to the dark side of your mind. I'm lost between space and time. I wanna fly high like an eagle in the sky. Free me, release me, just like an eagle.
Amy Rowbottom, absolutely. I really felt your message on that song. Steve Andrews, what was your thoughts there while I load up your song? Because you're the next guest. Steve, what was your thoughts there, dude?
Amy, I thought that was absolutely fantastic in every way. Your vocals were brilliant. There was like so much feeling coming through in your vocals. The video all worked really well. The production was great. The music was great. The lyrics, everything about it. Yeah, and I saw somebody put in the chat something about it. It would be like a hit on the radio. Yeah, I think it was very, definitely radio friendly. And I was thinking, good enough for a film or TV series, drama. It was that good. It's all around really excellent, professional sounding, top quality song.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Well said, Steve. So that's us. We've passed the halfway mark in the show now. So that was Amy Rowbottom. Till the next time. I'll see you in the cover show tomorrow, Amy.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
From England to Portugal, one of the co-hosts tonight, Steve Andrews. I know you were going to try and bring on the person that's you done this song with, but he couldn't make it today. But who's Steve Andrews? Tell us the story behind your song, King Arthur's Coming.
Okay, this song, King Arthur's Coming, is actually an old song. It came about in the 1990s, and I had quite a lot of success with it then. It was actually used by 3 different TV programs. But this is a kind of totally updated version, a much better production all round, because this is produced by Jace Lewis, and it also features the guy that it's about, who is King Arthur Pendragon, who is a senior druid, and he's really well known in the UK as an eco-warrior, a protester, very, very involved with Stonehenge. And in fact, it's true that people really only have access at Stonehenge midsummer solstice because Arthur was actually arrested year after year after year for breaking what the police were calling the exclusion zone. And, he just kept going. He kept ignoring their exclusion zone, and he would get arrested. They kept him in the cells overnight and let him go in the morning. And that went on. And finally, they changed the rules and they said, okay, the public can go to summer solstice at Stonehenge, which is pretty, you'd expect that anyway. It's just there, and this was something they started. It used to be just a place you could go, and then they stopped it. But anyway, that's one thing he's known for. He's known for also being a big part of protest camps in the UK, Twyford Down and Newbury Bypass, and so that's a little bit about him. But he's King Arthur Pendragon, senior druid, well-known media personality. Because of all this stuff he does. And we've got him actually on the record. He introduces himself and he's chanting the Druid's Oath. And it's a Jace Lewis production. And also, just before I stop saying any more about it, Arthur was running in the general election, standing as an independent for Salisbury last week. He didn't win, but he gave it his best. So, Sparky, let's hear King Arthur's Coming.
You got it. Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. This is song 6 of 11. And the producer that Steve mentions, Chase Lewis, has had a global #1 hit, so his producer's not to be scoffed at either. Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Arthur, I am he, once some future born to me. Brennan Arthur.
King Arthur's coming and he's the king. King Arthur's coming is the song I sing. King Arthur's coming. I said King Arthur's coming. King Arthur's coming with his sword so bright. King Arthur's coming to fight the good fight. King Arthur's
swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Mark, O Spirit, and hear us now, confirming this, our sacred vow. My name is Arthur. I am he, once and future born to be. Celtic chieftain, knight of old, I am the story as was foretold. Arthur.
King Arthur Pendragon. Do you know, I'm so sorry that we missed him. He was actually going to come on a show the other week with you, and for unforeseen circumstances, I had to put the show off. So, Arthur, if you hear this, come back on anytime, dude. Graham, you're the next guest and the co-host here. So, what was your thoughts on Steve's track while I load up your song? Graham Tucker?
Everything Steve does is just wonderful. He's just such a character. You can imagine going to a pub and there'd never be a moment that it would be awkward silence, because Steve can talk, but more importantly, Steve can talk about really interesting things. He's got so many passions and desires, and he's involved in so many great things. He's just an incredible guy. That's just another example of what he does. He does lots of wonderful stuff. Instantly likable. You could not like this guy. He's just great. And what he did again was what he always does. Brilliant. Well done, Steve.
Thank you so much, Graham. And I just wanted to say as well that something I forgot, that the lyric video was made by Arvo, who calls himself Is That Peace, and he's been on your show, Sparky. So I thought I'd get that in as well. And also I saw some comments. So thank you to everybody that commented. And that's it. So, okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Steve. You're a legend. Till the next time, my brother. So, Portugal, we're heading to Scotland, my homeland. WWG, introduce yourself and the story behind your song. It's also a Scorpions track namesake, Winds of Change. I said that to you the last time, thinking it was maybe a cover of some sorts, but I was wrong. So, Graham, introduce yourself and the song, brother.
Yeah, Bert Fember said that too on WhatsApp. It's the first thing he said, actually. Anyway, I know you've been feeding Cat tonight. She's commenting on everybody. Did you buy her a bottle of vodka or something? Is it special or something? No.
I don't know. My mum's up in Scotland. I'm down in Cornwall.
Very quiet. She's commented and everything. She's getting right in there, which is fantastic. Anyway, my name is Graham Tucker. I'm a singer-songwriter from Glasgow, the East End of Glasgow, the poor side. I'm just about to release my first album, which is called Songs for the Soul. And this is 10 of my most popular songs that people have liked and people have played. So I put them all on one lovely little CD or streaming device. So that comes out on the 17th of July. So my main focus has really been to promote the album. So this is a track from the album. I do a variety of styles, but my songs fall into two categories. There's one in relationships, and then there's the other side where I'm always like Steve, I'm fighting the good fight. And it's either environmentalism or Ukraine war or COVIDs. Or this one's a relationship. And what it's about is, it's basically about a situation. Everyone knows somebody who's been in this position. Everybody knows somebody who's been in a relationship that's over. You know it's over, they know it's over, but they won't finish it. And eventually what happens is somebody does. they just decide, I'm not playing this game anymore. And they just said, you know what? See ya, we don't want to be you. And then, so what the song's about is it's looking back and it happened. Why did it happen? And it was just that they just didn't try hard enough. And the guy had taken it for granted and not really treated it right. But as much as that sounds heavy, it's actually a very light-hearted pop song. But it's called Winds of Change, and it's not the Scorpions song.
Hey, what a wonderful introduction, Graham. Thanks very much. I love you to bits, man. You're absolutely fantastic. Winds of Change by WWG, Graham Tucker. One love. This is song 7 of 11. 4 more to go. Noel Holmes, you're next. little bit R&B for you, ladies and gentlemen. Put that on. Yeah, absolutely smooth. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Steve, what was your thoughts here while I load up Mr. Noel Holmes, our next guest, Steve Andrews?
I absolutely loved that. I thought, everything, I mean, the beat had me moving to it. The vocals were just right. The production was just right. And it held my attention all the way through as well. Fantastic song. So, yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Well said, Steve. Thanks, Graham. Graham Tucker in Scotland. Till the next time, brother. So, from Scotland, we're heading back over to Ireland. Mr. Noel Holmes, a good friend of mine, I've been in the family for years. Introduce yourself, Noel. Noel does short films, and I'm not saying he can play your music in his films, but he plays music in his films, so hit him up. Noel Holmes, introduce yourself, dude, and the story behind your song, Faces.
Sorry, Mark. For years, I'm just recording songs like everybody else, do different genres, a bit like himself, the last guy, I can't remember himself's name. The song that we just heard, no, do you know what I loved about it? Because it starts off, you think it's just a dance song, right? But it goes places, and that's unusual really for that genre. That's what I really got. I was kind of listening, and next thing I went, oh, and you go over here. And I love you're really, with the vocal, you're giving it that 70s, ooh, ah, you're not holding back on that. And I think, I really impressed, was really good at all. I really enjoyed that. Really good song.
I was just going to say, see the first time you hear a song, see if you even like it a little bit, it's a really good song. Because see all the songs that the radio's forced them in your ears hundreds of times, and eventually I like that. If you even like a song that much the first time you hear it, it's a great, great, great song. Certainly capably grown on you, like like the ones that we hear in the mainstream. So anyway, no, tell us the story behind your song, Faces.
Sorry, just before that, to say that about himself song, that's true. On first listen, because it wasn't just going to be pumping the same thing for 3.5, 4 minutes, So no, that's what it was. No, this is a good introduction to my song Faces. I just put it up a couple of days ago. We were on a cruise about 10 days ago down around the Mediterranean as a family of 3 children and myself and the wife. And unfortunately, when I want to get the mood going, I tend to hit a brandy or two. So I'd hit a real truckload of brandy in the middle of the cruise anyway. And it was actually after the England soccer match. I watched that. I don't know which one it was. No, Jesus. But anyway, that night we met for dinner and all that, but we got into a huff, an argument, and we usually don't. We're lucky as a family that way. We get on great, but Jesus, it really took off on this night. And because I have 3 girls and my wife, so I had to get out of there. There was just from different headspace or whatever. And I ended up at the back of the ship. It was a TUI, I think, TUI cruise thing. There's an English company, I think. But I ended up at the back of the ship, and literally, you're about 20 feet off the back propellers. I couldn't believe it. Like, you just walk out the bar, as it was the biggest bar in something, I can't remember, Squid and something. It was the biggest bar on the boat, and literally you could open the back door and straight out. If anybody jumped in there, this was the height of the barrier. I just couldn't believe it. Even if there was a fight, it was just amazing that you could literally. And after this argument, I was so pissed off, and I was half steamed up, and I was kind of looking at the sea and looking at the sky and looking at the stuff coming out the back of the thing and looking back into the boat, thinking about the family. I usually write songs. I don't like a meaning in the song, if you know what I mean. People like a story to the song. I like songs to be vague. There are artists that I like, Gary Newman and stuff, like the old, new wave stuff and stuff. I like the vagueness. I don't like, I love country music as well, but as you know, that's a story, I went down to the thing, and my dad is a mad country fan, and we talk about this. I like things to be vague. This is probably one of the only songs I ever did that wasn't. This is about kind of walking away from the family, You know what I mean? Get away on my own on this cruise and feeling sorry for myself probably out the back of it and looking into the sea and looking into the space up into the sky. It's called Faces.
What a wonderful introduction, Noel. You're absolutely brilliant, man. I love you to bits. Noel Holmes with Faces. Sit back and enjoy. This is song 8 of 11. We've got Lost Swamp Monsters, Eternal Forlorn, and Jane Johnson to come after this. Sit back and enjoy. One love.
Gather round, it's taking hold. Ship is listing, bearing souls. Lights of fuses, just one spark. Castle walls falling apart. Understandings got no place. Darker skies, deeper waves. Staring at the sea and space. Where you are gone, miss your face. From within, losing contact, no one cares. Gonna end up, who knows where. There's a ceasefire, okay. We figured out a better way. Staring at the sea and space, where you are gone, miss your face. Miss your faces.
No Holmes, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely brilliant. Hasn't that man got eye contact with that camera? Hey, you can tell he's an actor as well. Just staring right in it. I need to learn how to do that for my show. Well done, no. Brilliant song. Graham, what was your track there? Well, I load up CJ Benoit's track, The Lost Swamp Monsters. Graham?
Yep. Yeah, no problem. I seen that somebody said what I was thinking in the comments, and when they said they weren't sure what genre it was, and I like that because it refused to be pigeonholed. And what was good about it was there's so many people writing so many songs, and so many people use a kind of hackneyed chord progression, or they use lyrics that have been used 100 times before. There was none of that in there. And what I liked was, I appreciated when you said, before I heard your song, and you said you like your songs to be vague. I understand where you're coming from that, because what you mean by that is you want people to interpret it their own way. and make it their own. And I can understand that there. But I really liked it. I thought that was really interesting. It refused to be pigeonholed, and it came with different styles. Especially liked the piano. I like how the piano deliberately played off the vocal, and it was jarring, but it was good jarring. It was like, listen to it, listen to it, rather than just wash over you. It kind of grabs your attention. I like things like that. Maybe Blamonge and people like that.
Yeah.
But creative and interesting.
Thanks, man. Wow.
Welcome, Noel.
Very much.
But well said, Graham. Noel Holmes, everyone get him added. Till the next time, brother. Noel Holmes in Ireland. And as I say, he makes short films quite often. So
Oh yeah, sorry, Stephen, guys. One thing, sorry, I forgot to explain. When Steve said that, or Mark said that at the start about the short films, that was from the frustration of music. Like yourselves, I'm recording music for years and years, throwing songs everywhere, and nobody listened to them. You know the deal. And I got into short films because it was a way of using the creativity. But when you put the short film into a film festival, then you've kind of 6 months of waiting. It could be in 25 festivals, and you're waiting whether it gets in or not. So and then they actually look at it, you see, compared to the songs. They look at it, they judge it, they this and that. You'd love if there was something like that for music, really, but there wasn't. But that's just on a side note, so I can keep the creativity. At least there's something back out of that, because I've been able to get into some festivals, and I've went to festivals and things. But it's all about music for me ever since I've always been bonkers about all styles of music.
I kind of get that, because a lot of people are saying the same about what's happened with Spotify, how you looked upon his content now. And a lot of people are reaching towards the sync placement, which is the idea you're talking about, that puts you in front of a different audience.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. That makes perfect sense. Clever man.
I had to. You know, what do you do after 30 years of busting your head against the wall, And not in a bad way, because it's great for us all. It's a great outlet for us to create and things. Sorry for taking up so much time, guys.
Not at all.
Not at all, not at all. It's a very smart move, as you say, guys. And absolutely love you, Noel Holmes. Till the next time, brother. Over in Ireland.
Thank you.
So from Ireland, we head over to Tennessee, return to the show for CJ Benoit. He does lots of things in the music industry. He's got his own establishment with live music every weekend and all the rest of it. But introduce Lost Swamp Monsters and the story behind your song, I Can't Come By Ya. Is that it?
Cumbia. Although I appreciate you, Sparky. Like I said, my name is CJ Benoit. I run a little aggregation called Lost Swamp Monsters. There's a logo behind me. And I wrote this song, I Can't Cumbia, as well as its sister song, Accordion Blues, which I'll debut on this show at a later date. I actually recorded it, or actually wrote those two on the tour that this album came from, live in Texas. Oh, and I'm gone, and I'm here. Live in Texas, I actually recorded that, although we recorded it at 90s Rock Bar up in Nashville, which is where this track came from. Actually been doing a lot of live bootlegs since I don't really have a label, but somehow I managed to out-release the White Stripes at this point. Don't ask me how. I don't know how many sold, but I got little bastards out there. Speaking of which, I'm a little excited to show this one off to Sparky once it gets up on streaming services. Side note, this is one that I recorded at Fate. This song isn't, but I did record at Fame Studios. I'm hoping to get those up on the show later this year. But anyway, enough of my long-winded bullshit. On to I Can't Cumbia. I Can't Cumbia is a quirky little song. I wrote it because I have two left feet when it comes to the dance floor. And with Tex-Mex music, it's also a musical style called a cumbia. And when you have a Tex-Mex band full of white dudes, that's a little tricky. So I wrote this song as a cheeky little thing about a disadvantage.
What a wonderful introduction. What a great guy you are as well. I love talking to you, brother. CJ Benoit's project, Lost Swamp Monsters, with the song I Can't Kumbaya. I think that's how
Cumbia.
you say it. I probably said it wrong again, my Scottish accent. This is the song 911. Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
That'll work. Now let's get up let's get some of the keys in.
Lost Swamp Monsters. I would love to see that live, and I can't wait to hear your studio recordings, man. I really can't. So, Steve Andrews, what was your thoughts here while I load up Kevin's track? Steve?
I thought it was a really great live performance, and what came over to me that I kept thinking was it had that kind of old style rock and roll, you know, with the best of them, with Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and I was also thinking, like, you know, the drums, the percussion in it, it just worked so well. It was just rough and old style rock and roll, and you know, very much like a live performance that if I was there, I'd have been down the front jigging about. I'd probably been having a drink or so, and just a good time feel to it. So, you know, top marks for me.
Thank you, Steve. That is a big feather in my cap. That's kind of my bread and butter, is that early rock and roll sound. And I was actually in a rockabilly band for a little while back up in Maryland, where I'm originally from.
Well, you're welcome, and you know, I think it showed. You know, I could hear that in it. It was the old. It's the spirit of rock and roll. You know, that's what you got there.
I love that sound.
Well said, Steve. CJ Benoit, absolutely brilliant. Until the next time, brother. Lost Swamp Monsters.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup and muchas gracias.
I only know how to say thank you in German in reply, apart from English. Dankeschön. I don't know how to speak other languages, apart from just English, Scottish, and a couple of German words. So from Tennessee, we head over to New Jersey. The man owns a record label called Fozzy Grim Records, predominantly for the metal artists in the world. His name's Kevin Corr. His band today is called Eternal Forlorn. Introduce yourself, Kevin, and the story behind your song, Red Tide to Lindisfarne. That's how you say it, please.
I'm Kevin Corr. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, singer from Jersey. This song came from an album I called Havamel, which took from an actual Viking raid that took place in 793 AD. And this song in particular is about the journey on the way to that island in England to do that raid. And they get into trouble, and you know, there's this whole ship called the Naglfar that comes and tries to stop them from doing what they're doing. And it's just kind of the story of how that unfolds, and you know, it's really kind of sea driven. You can tell from the whole feel of everything, but it's one of my favorites from that album.
Hey, dude, it's great to have you back here. It's been a little while, man, and it's just a pleasure to have you here again. So sit back and enjoy it. This project's called Eternal Forlorn, but in general, you're Fozzy Grim Records, and you're doing some great things over there. Pleasure to have you here. Sit back and enjoy this wonderful Red Tide to Lindisfarne. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
just sort of fact. Lament and fall, dipping hindrances deny and change the past. Dwell between realms love and red, and my spirit cannot choose. Resting, waiting for strength to return or pass.
Hey, absolutely fantastic. You know, that took me on a journey somewhere. I don't even know where I ended up there, but I was on a journey. There's only one thing I could say. Maybe some radio stations would say, hey, shorten it down a bit for the length of it. That's the only thing I could say, man. But it took me on a journey and it was absolutely brilliant, man. So, Graham, what was your thoughts there while I load up our final guest, who's the lovely Jane Johnson? Graham?
No problem. Difficult one, this one for me, because it's known that I don't like this genre. I never have, and I don't really entertain it very much. So, and it was too long. It was too long for me. I don't like songs. I like songs to do what they've got to do and get out. I think it was just a bit too long for me personally. I'm not really probably a great person to critique it because I don't really know the genre that well to say anything positive about it. I'm sorry, I have to be honest. I don't like to sit here and just say, yeah, everyone's great all the time. I think it's not that it's not great, it's just not my thing. Simple as that.
Hey, I'll say something then. You know, like see the musicianship in that song. It was absolutely brilliant, dude. There's some fantastic music in there. You know, I think it's just dragged
It's
on a
just not
bit
my
too long.
genre, but it's not to be disrespectful. It just he probably hates my song because of the style I do. So it's it's just horses for course. You can't like everything, and I'd rather be honest than sit and say something for the sake of it. That's pointless to me. So I don't mean to be offensive. I hope I'm not offensive. I'm just being
No,
honest.
not at all. That makes perfect sense. You know,
Aye.
if it's not your cup of tea and you don't
Aye.
usually,
You're a
I'd
lovely
rather
guy.
you say
and
that.
there's
I
a lot of work,
appreciate
there's
the
a lot of work.
honesty, honestly.
Aye, there's a lot of work put in there. And I liked the part at the beginning and I could hear the musicianship. But it's just no my genre. It's no somehow I would choose to listen to it. Sorry, that's as simple as that.
Oh, it's okay. It's not for everybody. I knew that
Exactly,
going into it. I was just,
Love you,
You
brother.
know,
the heaviest
you
thing
know,
here is not for everybody. It's always how it goes.
hey, do you know? See, metal is the one genre that lots of people cannot. Lots of people are just terrifies them and things like that. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
But
Yeah.
I've got my metal shows, and you'll fit on the
Aye.
metal shows. Absolutely brilliant. This is diverse. We don't know what's coming next.
See, the
And
other
yeah,
thing as
do you know?
well, the other thing, Sparky, is I've got problems with hearing now, 2 years of playing live, and see if it's overly full on for that. I find it aggravates my ears. So that works against, that's right away, that's it's going to work against me. 'Cause I'm not going to like listen to it because it's going to annoy me. Do you know what I mean? I listen to some things on the TV and I do the same thing. I'm going to shut up now.
Hey, we're all top talent music family members here, man. And do you know
Aye.
something? Graham, you're just an honest man. That's here. I loved it, Kevin. It was fantastic, dude. And there's definitely a place in the world for it. Because see the metal music. Let's see what CJ. He's coming into that music as well. CJ would like to say something because if you listen to any metal bands, you hear some of the best musicianship that you'll ever hear. Don't try and copy some metal songs. It's just it's a next level, if you ask me, with musicianship, how fast they go and all the rest of it. CJ, would you like to say something? I know that's more down your street. Would you like to say something? Quickly.
I want to say something, Kevin. Congratulations, man. Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea. You're absolutely right. For metal, heavy metal, rock metal, progressive metal, whatever. But for those that love it, they love it. And to tell you the truth, I was actually pretty feeling, at first, when I first heard metal, like Graham, I was like, what the? That's heavy, because it's so far out of the stuff that I do. However, I have a grandson. He's like 29 now, and he's actually a vocalist in a progressive metal band that's been doing like really well he's done several bands ever since he was at school. And I just recognize the work, the musicianship, and the atmospheric, the whole. I mean, not everybody likes horror or suspense or movies. You know, it's like it's its own thing, which some people absolutely they can't get enough of it. And I've been to his gigs, and I've been there in the mosh pit and done my head banging and pogoing and doing all the rest of it when I was younger. They called me Metal Gran, his band, because I was like so getting into it. And actually, once I decided to surrender, and I think that's the word it calls for, I had to surrender and let it seep into my skin and into my bones and into the core of my eternal soul. And this stuff is really, really deep, really deep. And, you know, not everybody's going to be sort of going off in you know, pretty unicorns and pink smelling flowers and fairy dust. Some people are actually, they've got really big stuff going in, and that actually, the spectrum of human experience is so enormous. There's room for metal, there's room for deep, dark feelings, and having someone to voice that and to create amazing visual and sound tapestries that hold all that and give it dimensions and give it depth and give it grandeur and give it a sense of perspective and just make us feel very, very small. It's wonderful. And the work you put into that is amazing. I mean, that was awesome. And so I can only say respect, man. That was a great track. And it's so far. It's a niche thing, but it's definitely top of its class.
Well said, Jane. Do you know, he must have done something right because he's got a double section here. We've got CJ and Robert are both want to say something to him. So CJ and then Robert, quickly, before we get to the final section here. CJ and then Robert, would like to say something to Kevin about that song. Then we'll get to Jane, our song of the evening.
Kevin is not only a guy that's done shows with punk and metal bands in the past, but also as a fellow member of the Mid-Atlantic, having grown up in Maryland before I moved to Tennessee. Dude, that thing kicked ass. And I hope that you get in contact with my cousin, Kevin Chica. He plays in a group called Red Chiefs Ransom. I'm not sure if they're still active. They were before the pandemic, but I really hope that you get to hook up with him. And, you know, I know a whole bunch of other punk rock and metal bands, not just up in Maryland, but down in Tennessee. And dude, I want to see you on some bills, kicking some ass. Like
absolutely brilliant, honestly.
Thank you.
Any connections that you need that I can provide, let me know. Either DM me on Facebook or whatnot. Let's get you out there. Let's get some work done, bud.
Well said, CJ. Well said, dude. Robert, you want to say something quickly before we get to Jane's section? So you've got a double section, Kevin. You must have done. Honestly, man, you must have. It's like Marmite, isn't it? And this is a diverse show. That says it right up there. It says it both sides. The diverse show. You come on this show, you might just hear a genre that you're not into, and it's tough cookies. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Robert, what was your thoughts here? Before we go to Jane? Robert,
just a quick one, guys. That was a really Van Halen type of feel to it. You can imagine the Vikings sort of rowing across the water with that type of sound behind them. I think you've captured it really, really well. And it really suits that type of atmosphere that you see in those films, to be honest with you. It is good and it's clever and it is long. But I think I have to go and get a whiskey to listen to that then. Thank you. Good excuse. But I loved it. And I think it's a great sound you've got going on, Kevin. Really has. And keep it up. And I'm sure that's somebody's going to pick it up for some type of film in the future.
Yeah, I was just about to add that. That's probably one of the most potential songs of the evening that could get into an actual movie or a Viking show or something, because you hit the nail on the head. But you've had more than a double section now, so that was Kevin Core, Polygram Records, one of his projects, Eternal Forlorn. Till the next time, brother. One love.
Thank you.
All right. So from New Jersey, we're heading over to France for our final guest of the evening, the lovely Jane Johnson. Introduce yourself, Jane, and the story behind your song, Tarot, Looking for Love.
Yeah, tarot and Torah, back to front. It's actually something which I'm not going to, diss it, because tarot has its place. It's another language, like music is a language, like art's a language, like images and concepts and the ladder of consciousness going through certain journeys, and it's all about the fool's journey. So, and I really respect the tarot readers and tarot concept. Of course, in some religions, it's banned because it's seen as like a kind of a soothsaying thing. My song now is about tarot, or looking for love. I was going to visit a friend, and I saw they got loads of tarot cards on their kitchen table, and I thought, he's like searching again, because when you're going into the tarot, it's like you've either come out of a love story, or you're going into a love story, or there's some kind of story going on, and people are searching to know what's next or what's going on in their hearts. And at the time when I wrote the song, it was like I wasn't particularly attached to anyone. I just had this wonderful light going on inside me, which saying, we don't need any of that. Just got to be ourselves, just stay clear, stay with the light and the clarity and the love, one love, as Sparky would say. So I just decided to write a story about this endless search for, this partner or that partner or whatever. And just to say, well, wait a minute, we've got to, first of all, before anything else, love ourselves and love that source, and then everything else comes together. So it's a bit like the antithesis of metal. It's the other way. It's walking the other way, but not a problem, because we're all on the same journey here, doing in and outs. So this is Tarot, Looking for Love is its subtitle, and I wrote it a hell of a long time ago. It must be about 20 years ago. Somebody, friend of mine, Tom Narcoleptus, known as Tom, decided to just do it with a little camcorder. He decided to take a film of me singing it in my daughter's living room. So here you go.
What a wonderful introduction. And Jane's going to be helping me do the Top Talent Family Awards, because we're going to start our own little music awards in the near future. So you'll all hear more about Jane Johnson. And sit back and enjoy this one track. Tarot, Looking for Love by Jane Johnson. Song 11 of 11.
This song's called Tarot, or Looking for Love, and it's inspired by somebody I went to visit, had loads of cards on their kitchen table, and I saw them doing a tarot reading. I thought, oh no, it's the same old, same old. So here we go. I don't know if you get it. Turn to the deck of cards again, and you want to find relief. But your head is full of kings and queens, won't give you any peace. You decked up with your fantasies, aims and games and schemes, yeah. Your card play is heartbreaking as you try to plan your dreams. Schemes, try to plan your dreams, oh yeah. Well, life would be better if you let the spirit guide. One place you can find it, heart on deep inside. When you know your heart is aching, yet you still try to explain just what life was trying to teach you, just to anesthetize your pain. Oh, ain't it a shame? There's nothing to gain. Oh no. Well, the wild world keeps on turning, and the change is moving fast. There's a field of liberation, oppressions in the past. The light bright blend of future turns the night into the day, when love is your beloved, and love is coming home to stay. Oh, make it today. Oh, you only have to say, why don't you stay? Why not play? Love is the answer, yeah. 'Cause they gotta say, yeah. And love is the reason, the season, the only thing to see for you and me. It's where we come from, it's where we're going. It's love that keeps the whole world turning, keeps everything growing and moving on. Only love will do it for us. Forget the old Babylon. Only love is here to free us, and let's play the game. Let's play it again. Let's play it again.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I loved it. Honestly, just off the cuff, just raw, just pulling your guitar out and doing that 20 years ago. Hats off to you. And I don't know what mobile phone you had back in the days, but it must have been the top of the range one to get even as good a sound as you got out. That was an impressive camera for 20 years ago. Huh? Steve Andrews, a close friend of Jane's for a long time. What was your thoughts there? And it's been that's the end of the show after that. So, Steve, what was your thoughts?
I thought it was like a really great song in many ways. I thought the guitar playing was really interesting. I really liked the guitar playing. It had, in the beginning kind of part, I was thinking of Joni Mitchell. I love Joni Mitchell, by the way, so that's a great compliment. It had a kind of a Joni Mitchell vibe to it. And then it kind of changed. It got kind of pretty, I don't know actually what happened. There was some kind of psychedelic effects added to it. And I like that as well. And I think the whole song came over like really well, you know, and yeah.
Well said, Steve. Jane Johnson, love you to bits, dear. You know, until the next time, that was Jane in France, and she's going to be my right-hand lady with the family awards that you're going to see soon. You see everyone else doing it with their little radio stations and stuff. Well, we've got more power to do it than most people. So we're going to do our own little rewards, aren't we, Jane? So this has been a wonderful show. I'm going to stop the Facebook Live now, which is the first one. Goodbye, Facebook. We don't really care about you. But we like to stop all our shows with the peace sign. We all want world peace here. So that's every show I stop. Everyone's like this. Get your fees in the air. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.